Whether you're prepping for emergencies or just want to elevate your meals for convenience and flavor, these 10 pantry staples are game changers. So let's dive into these flavor enhancers that every well-stocked pantry needs. Salt, hands down the #1 flavor enhancer. And we all might have it, but do we have enough of it? Now, for long-term storage, it is best to store non-iodized salt, like this kosher salt or non-iodized table salt. But I have Hashimoto's hypothyroidism, so I need to get my iodine. So I do use iodized table salt. And it keeps a long, long time. And I'll show you how later in this video. You know, I can't imagine cooking without it. I mean, you know, wars have been fought over salt rights, and humans and animals and even some plants require salt daily for their nutritional needs. So it definitely is the #1 essential pantry flavor enhancing prep. But it is also used for food preservation. It is a natural food preservation ingredient, and it is used worldwide and even in ancient times. Now, I told you that I would explain in depth later on how to store salt long term. But I'll give you one hint. Don't vacuum pack it, because if you do, you'll end up with a solid salt brick. And it's not going to shake out of your salt shaker. Well, pepper is the second half of that duo, right? We have salt and pepper. And most of us use this daily in our cooking. And when properly stored, this will last to 3 to 4 years on your shelf. How do I know it's still fresh? Well, you do this. Okay, you're putting some in the palm of your hand, and you're going to, yep, definitely smells like pepper. After the smell test, we do the taste test. Okay? It's definitely still potent. But it's a simple test if you really are concerned. You know, once I was making Thanksgiving dinner, you know, for the extended family. It's a big deal. And I was using my grandma's recipe for turkey dressing. We always have it. The family expects it. And so as I'm making it Thanksgiving morning, I'm pouring out the sage and oops, I didn't have enough sage. I was panic stricken. Luckily, my husband was able to run to a 24-hour grocery store, which was still open on the holiday, and save the day. But from now on, I always have enough sage. And you have to decide, what are your essential spices? And keep enough in your extended pantry. The 10 that I recommend, in addition to sage: basil, cinnamon, chili powder, red pepper, cumin, garlic, ginger, nutmeg, oregano, and rosemary. The good news is, spices really don't spoil. They just over time lose their potency. So whole spices will be at peak form still 4 years, ground spices 3 to 4, and dried herbs 1 to 3 years. So how can you tell? Well, you do that same smell taste test, right, that I did with the black pepper. And you can tell for most spices whether they're still at peak level. If not, you can always double the measurement of your spices in a recipe. And here's a fun tip. If you enjoy do-it-yourself type projects, you can make your own spice blends. Like to make a taco blend, all you need is cumin, chili powder, garlic powder, and oregano. And you have a great homemade taco seasoning. It's fresher and cheaper than buying it in the store, and then you know exactly what went into that seasoning. And there's many, many more blends you can make. Next up, of course, is sweeteners. This is white granulated sugar, but you can also have honey or even maple syrup. Sugar has a wide range of cooking and preservation uses. You know, you could be sweetening a dessert, making a glaze, or balancing out a savory dish with the sweeteners you have on hand. All three of the sweeteners I showed you, the white granulated sugar, the maple syrup, and the honey, will keep indefinitely if stored properly. So our white sugar or our raw sugar can be used for a variety of baking needs. But its uses go beyond cookies and cake. You can use it to balance out acidic flavors. Like I might use a pinch in my spaghetti sauce so it isn't just too tangy. And you can do the same in making dressings and marinades. And of course, we use sugar or some kind of sweetener when we're making jams and jellies. The one thing you want to do is keep your sugar away from moisture because that will cause clumping. And if you don't have any brown sugar, remember, you can add molasses and make your own brown sugar. And for your brown sugar, you just want to keep like a piece of bread in it or something, or the brown sugar little clay saver that has been moistened. That will keep your brown sugar just nice and moist. Honey is one of the most versatile sweeteners you can keep in your pantry. It's naturally antimicrobial, which actually, that's one of the reasons it can be used for dressing burn or something of that nature. It actually has medicinal uses in addition to cooking uses. And you know it's great for adding to your teas or baking, but it's also amazing in marinades, sauces, and topping roasted vegetables, and a glaze for ham and chicken. And of course, it can be also used as a natural sweetener if you have the right approved recipe for canning jams and jellies. It includes many antioxidants, so it's great for a sore throat. Now, when I said maple syrup, I'm talking about real maple syrup, not that imitation stuff. To me, if you love a rich, deep flavor that it can bring both to sweets and savory dishes, maple syrup is a must for your pantry. Now, of course, it's great as a topping for pancakes and waffles, but you can also use it as sweetener in marinades and glazes and sauces. One of my favorite ways to use this is mix it a little bit with mustard and oil, and it makes a great tangy sauce for roasted vegetables, salmon, ham, whatever you have on hand. Or how about using some of this and some Dijon mustard over Brussels sprouts? It's so good. You can also drizzle it over your oatmeal. Even use it as a sweetener for coffee. And you can keep it in your freezer indefinitely. It won't get completely solid, but it is a great way to keep maple syrup long term. So, sweeteners, yes, they can be used for desserts, but they can also enhance flavors of savory dishes or cut the acidity of, for instance, tomato or vinegar dishes. Number 5, bouillon cubes or powder. These are compact and packed with flavor, and they can be used for soups, stews, and sauces. And to me, they are a must-have for any pantry. You know, one of the reasons I love using bouillon is because it's so versatile. And you can choose between cubes like this or powder or even paste. The paste is a little bit more concentrated. But here's a tip. If you want to elevate the taste of some of your dishes, try dissolving bouillon in water and using it as a base for like cooking your grains like rice or quinoa or couscous. It adds an extra layer of flavor. You can also use it to season mashed potatoes, sauces, or even a quick broth to drink on a chilly day. So you say, what about storage? Well, they have a long shelf life, at least 3 years, as long as you keep them in a cool, dry place. But I found that they often last much, much longer than 3 years. As long as there's no evidence of spoilage, like a strange smell, a strange color, you can still use them. You just have to make sure to store them in a container that moisture doesn't get into. Now this, number 6, soy sauce. We use this all the time in my kitchen. Properly stored, again, it lasts indefinitely. And it's such a versatile ingredient. Goes way beyond just Asian stir fries. Again, you can use it in marinades, in soups, in sauces, and makes great jerky. Try mixing the soy sauce with a little honey and garlic and maybe even a dash of hot sauce for an easy glaze over your baked chicken. So I advise not getting caught in the kitchen without this key ingredient, soy sauce. And number 7. The one that is spelled strange and sometimes hard to pronounce, Worcester sauce. You know, this is one pantry staple that I don't think gets enough attention. But it's absolutely a powerhouse. A little can go a long, long way with enhancing the flavor of what you're making. Again, great for sauces, great for marinades, and even dressings. It just adds a savory tanginess and sweetness when used. And you know, it's a key ingredient in the classic like Caesar dressing, and if you're making a Bloody Mary. And remember, sure, it's great to use when making meat dishes, but it can also be used to boost the flavor of sautéed vegetables or add maybe a little complexity to your soups and your stews. I like to add a little bit when I'm making a burger or my homemade meatloaf. It just adds that extra punch. As for storage, it's really low maintenance. On open, it lasts 4 to 5 years on your pantry shelves, but once you open it, maybe about 3 years, and you probably should store it in your refrigerator. Again, if there's no signs of spoilage, you can use it beyond those dates. How about pure vanilla extract? Not talking the imitation stuff here. The pure vanilla extract. You know, it's thought of as an essential baking staple, but in my opinion, again, it's much, much more than just that. It can bring a sweet, warm aroma and flavor to sweet and savory dishes. You know, most people use it, right, when they're making cakes and cookies and other desserts, but you can use it in other ways. For example, why not add it to your morning coffee? Gives you a little extra flavor and you won't need any sugar. You could also stir it into your oatmeal, your yogurt, or even smoothies for an instant flavor boost. And be a little adventurous. Add a little bit to your roasted meat or your roasted vegetables. You'll be surprised at how good it tastes. Oh, but storage, you want to keep it in a cool, dark place. When stored properly, your vanilla will last indefinitely. Even if it becomes a little cloudy over time, it's still safe to use. But you want to make sure your cap is sealed tightly to extend its shelf life. Here's a tip. Why not make your own real vanilla extract? All you need is some vanilla beans and alcohol, preferably vodka or bourbon. Over time, the alcohol will absorb the vanilla flavor, and you can just keep topping it off as you use it. So essentially, you almost have an endless supply. Vinegar is an absolute pantry essential. And it's one of the most versatile items you can store in your pantry. Not only does it have an indefinite shelf life, it also serves a wide range of culinary and household uses. From cooking to cleaning, vinegar can do it all. In terms of cooking, it's about balancing flavors, balancing the sweet with the savory. So whether you're making a classic vinaigrette, deglazing a pan, or adding a splash to slow-cooked stews and braised meats, vinegar will enhance the overall flavor by cutting through the richness and just balancing out that sweetness. But there's many types of vinegar. This here is the white vinegar. It's used for everything from pickling to cleaning, and it's perfect for adding a sharp kick to recipes like slaws, sauces, and even baked goods. A favorite for marinades, salad dressings, and health tonics is your apple cider vinegar. And for the health tonics, they say you want the one with the mother in it. But it also adds a fruity, tart flavor to stews and soups. And you have balsamic vinegar. It's a little sweet, a little syrupy, and it's ideal for drizzling over roasted vegetables, meats, or even fresh fruits like strawberries. And then there's rice vinegar. It's lighter, sweeter, and it's often used in Asian cooking for stir fries, sushi rice, and dipping sauces. Here's another little tip. One of the lesser known uses for vinegar is as a baking aid. If you add a tablespoon of white vinegar to your cake or cupcake batter, it reacts with the baking soda and it creates a fluffier texture. You can even use vinegar to curdle milk and make your own homemade buttermilk. And of course, I always add vinegar to my water when I'm canning so I don't end up with those cloudy jars. Beyond the kitchen, vinegar is a household workhorse. It's fantastic for cleaning and it's a natural disinfectant. And some say it will even kill weeds. And it's great for removing stubborn stains, freshening up your laundry, or even cleaning your coffee maker. Again, vinegar has an indefinite shelf life if stored properly in a cool, dark place, although its flavor can mellow over time. So, unlike some pantry staples, when you open the jar, you got to refrigerate it. You don't have to do that with vinegar. Well, the last one, hot sauce. If you're like me and you like adding a little heat to your dishes, you need to have some hot sauce. It's one of those simple ingredients that with just a couple drops can completely transform a meal. It can add layers of heat, flavor, and even a bit of tang. So whether you're spicing up a bland meal, boosting marinades, or want to add a kick to your favorite sauces, hot sauce brings the versatility that you need. Now, it comes in a variety of different forms. This is Tabasco, which probably most people are familiar with. This is the one that was in short supply, Shiraka. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And there are Mexican-style hot sauces, habanero-based hot sauces. I mean, there is a wide variety. Sure, you can use it in your wings or your tacos, but also try some drops in your mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, even grilled cheese sandwich. It can elevate these dishes with a spicy kick that can contract nice with a creamy texture or cheesy flavor. And if you enjoy making your own marinade or sauces, a bit of hot sauce can balance out your barbecue sauce, salad dressings, or even your aioli sauce. And for those of you that love cocktails, remember you have to have that Worcestershire sauce, but you also need some hot sauce to make the perfect Bloody Mary. And hot sauce is low maintenance. It can remain for several years unopened in your pantry. Once opened, it's best to put it in your refrigerator, and it should last for at least another 3 years, depending on the ingredients and the type of hot sauce. But if there's any changes in color, textures, different smells, then it's time to throw it in the trash. Oh, before I forget, I just want to say that some other pantry staples that I always keep are canned beans, canned tomatoes, rice, pasta, and olive oil. With these staples and the 10 flavor-enhancing products that I've already mentioned, you can make a variety of flavorful meals that your whole family will enjoy. So, from unexpected power outages to last-minute meal prep, having these long-lasting staples on hand means less stress and more options. You know, being prepared is not just about emergencies. It, to me, is about making your life easier every single day. You don't have to be a prepper, although I am, to appreciate the peace of mind that comes from knowing that your pantry is well stocked with long-lasting pantry staples, which will also save you time in the long run and make sure you always have something on hand to cook up something absolutely delicious. So remember, whether you're juggling a busy schedule, planning for the unexpected, or just love being prepared, these items that I mentioned will make your life easier. So, what are you waiting for? Go up and stock up on these items. Buy them now. So what pantry items can you not live without? Drop your must-haves in the comments below. And if you want to know how the best way to store salt is,